Lorraine, we get calls on a regular basis from teachers that are a little nervous because they've been called to the principal's office. And sometimes they get the impression they feel like that student who has done something wrong and they're going in to be disciplined. Do you have any kind of advice for the teacher who's preparing for that meeting with their principal?
I unfortunately believe that we have created a culture in a society that is all about the mindset of when you're called in like that it has to be negative.
Okay.
And I always encourage our members, they've asked for the meeting, you don't know what it's necessarily about. Yes, it could be discipline in nature, but go in, say, I'm here to hear what you have to say. You have the right to ask if it's going to be a disciplinary matter. If so, you have a right to take a witness, but go in and listen, take notes, and say, I will respond once I have an opportunity to consider everything.
So
and
you're
then
saying,
call us.
But you're saying, Lorraine, that their goal that day, when they're not sure what's happening, is to listen more than talk?
Correct. But for the most part, we have good people in administration, and we have good people who are our teachers, and they need to recognize they're on the same side of the table, and that they need to be working on behalf of that student. And often what I say is use the phrase, help me understand. If the principal raises something or a parent raises something that can be putting you on the defensive, don't let it put you on the defensive. Step back and say, help me understand, because they're coming from their background, their experiences, and their perception.
Fantastic. So the key is listen, find out where they're coming from, what the issues are, and don't be so ready to defend yourself. Just listen.
Correct.
And after that meeting, what should they do?
Call us.
Okay. Call us to find out what their options are.
Right. One of the things that we cannot emphasize enough, before you put anything in writing, before you speak to a police officer, Child Protective Services, any proceeding like that, call Christian Educators Association International toll-free number and say, what do I do? What's the next step? Here's what's being said so far. So often they don't call us until they've already put something in writing, and then there's so very little we can do to actually help them.
And it might have been worded incorrectly.
Correct.
Obviously we're assuming that all of our members are going to tell the truth, but how do they frame that truth is important, and we can help them with that. You know, Lorraine, we always tell our members that the support they get from us is from a biblical worldview.
Correct.
We know Scripture says we should submit to authority, sometimes even when authority is unreasonable. Does this advice you're giving violate that biblical principle?
No. What I think is important is that we need to recognize and understand that discomfort is going to be normal in these processes. And that's okay. Because we have a God we can count on, and our God is certain.
Fantastic. Really appreciate that insight. And I think one of the keys I hope that our listeners walk away with is that it's really okay to call us. We're here to serve. And so often I get a member that call, I'm so sorry to bother you. A call isn't a bother. A call is our ability to then serve and give insight. So I really encourage you, if you have challenges or just need some advice, or you'd like to talk to a Christian attorney from a biblical worldview, give us a call. We'll hook you up either with an educational consultant or our director of legal services. Hey, we're here to serve.